Oh yeah, I didn't think Big Sarge was coming back. We bike.
That was Big Sarge. Yes, sir.
All right. What's up? We bike. I told y'all I was coming back. Y'all thought I was lying? What am I looking at? Hold on, y'all. There we go. Let me do it that way. Oh, I know what that is. What's up, D Skills? I ain't gonna even intro this thing. Hold on, because we after dark now. So hold on. Oh, here we go. Yeah, tips are accepted at the cash bar. I'm gonna leave that up there too. What's up, y'all? I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all I was coming back. I told y'all I was coming back. Some of y'all didn't believe me. Hold on for a second, because this is bothering me. Okay, we back. My kids are acting a fool, so they get the water bottles tomorrow. Hey man, just make sure you give them to them. All right, just make sure they get them, man. It was so good to see you out there today. Yeah, man, we bike. I told you all when what you mean where my waves at? Oh, I got them. I just got my hair cut low, but once I let my hair grow out, it'll wave up for sure, for sure. I mean, don't you know what I'm saying? I just got to cut low because it's hot. But wait till it start getting a little cooler. You'll see me looking like a smooth black brother. Can't get waves too much though, cause you know. Wait, look. Let me tell you something. Woogie. Waves for me is like gray pants for other men. My wife be like, "Where you going with? Where you going with those? Where you going with those?" So we bike, y'all. We bike, and I strictly came back because I wanted to make sure. Give me a second. Because I wanted to make sure that I kept my word. It's normally my bedtime. I ain't gonna even lie. I try to be in the bed by 9:30 because I'm up so early in the morning, right? I'm up at like 3. I'm up in between either 3 or 3:30. Let me show y'all something. So y'all know I ain't lying. Where my alarms at? See my alarm? Either 3:01 or 3:32. I'm up. So I came back for y'all. So I'm here. Let's answer some questions, take some comments, some concerns, and then I'm going to bed. So I have to be up early in the morning so I can get to the gym. Then I can get back home. I got a lot of work I need to do. I got at least two articles I need to write. And I got so much content on my phone that I need to get out to you all. That whew. And I got to get ready for the I got to get ready for the game on Saturday. Where you heading, Woogie? Yeah, D skills every day. Like I mean, I'm sorry, not every day. Take that back. That's just Monday through Friday. On the weekends, I get up. We're probably up about 5:30, 6 o'clock. We get to the gym about Sometimes 7:30, or it just depends. Sometimes we'll sleep in and we'll get to the gym about 8. But since the game is Saturday, I got to get up early. The gym I go to is 24 hours. And so I got to get up early and I got to be there for that. What's up, J Rock? So, okay. Like I said, this Texans happy hour after dark. This is strictly for the fans. Strictly for the I mean, I'm talking about the Texans fans, not supporters of Big Sarge Media. I'm talking about the Texans fans. So this is for y'all. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. Hold on, this hat is really actually nice. Um, CW, I go to EOS Fitness. I have 2 gym memberships actually. I got EOS Fitness and I got LA Fitness. So it just depends on the day. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I definitely go to EOS. That's a must. And then maybe Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. No, let me take that back. It's like 5 days at EOS, 2 days at LA Fitness. Now that I have EOS, because I like EOS has better equipment. It's newer, and I like the atmosphere too. So, D'Angelo, I'm gonna answer that question in just a second. But CW, real quick. So even though I'm 53 going on 54, right? But I still gotta have that organized chaos in the room. Like I gotta have that. Hold on, let me take this banner down. I'll put the banner back up in a minute. I gotta have that organized confusion in the gym. I like having that. And I like, competing sometimes, not like real competition, but like with those you know, when you get people inside the gym, you got like it be a lot of young cats in my gym. And so sometimes I had to show them, hey, I'm for my age, I'm pretty strong. I'm gonna be honest with you. For my age, I'm pretty strong. Now I don't get in there and try to lift the gym. I don't do all that no more. But I keep myself in shape just in case I can't get to what I need to. You know, if I can't get to what I need to get to, then I got to do hand to hand combat. So I try to stay as strong as I can while I can, while God has still blessed me with that. And I got granddaughters. I'm that pawpaw. Hey, who is that? Who's the little dude looking at you? Where's people at? I'm that. Uh, I don't be making no TikToks in the gym. Nah, rich boy, that ain't me. But you know what though? So here's the thing. I think I am gonna start doing content while I'm in the gym, but I don't be making no TikToks while I'm in the gym, like I ain't doing no fitness TikToks. I'm gonna be doing like content, you know, just different type of content, just a bunch of, just talking. What's up, Senor Bobole? So just a bunch of talking. So yeah, I need to be at those gyms because I need that motivation. So all right. So who had a question? D'Angelo says, "Is Nick Chubb ready?" Uh, Hold on. Woogie says, "Yeah." And so we get, and that's it's crazy part about it is I have that. I got Rode lapel mics, got like 3 of them, and I just bought a DJI. Think it's like a MP7. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I got the app on my phone. App on the phone. I got my drink, get my 2 step. I got a Mimo, DJMI Mimo, Osmo Mobile 7P. It's amazing. It's like a gimbal. Oh, it's amazing. These skills, you got to be at the stadium at 6:30. Oh, I know why. You told me today. We can have fun at the game. So somebody asked about Nick Chubb. So at certain times you can see the old Nick Chubb. Certain times you can see the Nick Chubb that's still getting acclimated to being in this offense, being with this team, running behind this line. You can see a Nick Chubb who is, you know, coming back from a major injury, two major injuries. I think he had back to back, but coming back from a major injury. So, when you look, sometimes you can see semblance and flashes of the old Chubb, and then sometimes you can see Chubb. I don't know, what's going on. I think we'll learn a lot Saturday against the Carolina Panthers. I think you learn a lot on I think you learn a lot on Saturday, and I think that you'll learn a lot on I think you'll learn a lot on Saturday. I think you'll learn a lot against the Detroit Lions. I'm sorry, y'all. I Something just popped in my mind. Give me 1 second, y'all. Because I need to put this. Here we go. All right. There we go. Uh, Rich boy, I don't know. I don't know if he is the bona fide RB2. Because are you giving him the RB2 just because his name is Nick Chubb? Or are you actually watching? And not saying you per se, but I'm just saying in general. Are you giving him the RB2 because he's Nick Chubb, or are you giving him because like I said, you can still see one of the best things about being in Greenbrier was I got a chance to look at the offense from their point of view. And so some of those holes open up and Nick Chubb can get through them. And it's just him getting acclimated to running behind that line, him getting acclimated to running in the system, and him getting acclimated to playing football again. So yeah, but like you got players like one thing that we're probably gonna get a chance to see here soon is how is Damian Pierce going to look in this offense. He's going to get an opportunity, especially with, I was under the impression that Joe Mixon was probably going to be back by next week. Still hopeful that he'll be back by next week. But if not, and he's only coming back from game one, then it's going to be like, here we go. So I don't know. But, you still got players like Dare Ugabawale. You have Jawar Jordan. They gave JJ Taylor some run. They gave British Brooks some runs. But Damian Pierce, so, and I don't know. What about after cuts are made? Are the Texans going to go and they're going to look for a running back when they got cut? So I don't know. We'll see. Has he lost a step or has he lost his vision? No, he still has the vision, J Rock. I think that it just may be a step due to age and due to the injuries. I haven't seen that. Like, he has the vision and you can see his burst at times, but then at times he looks like an older back. So let me put this up here. Question I've had: with Kaylee as OC, have the huddle play calls changed to Earhart Perkins style, where the call is shortened with route concepts like Brady did. And 119. Uh can you elaborate on that? Or well, you know what? So like I see what you're saying. You might have to dumb it down for me a little bit more. Because I don't know what the Earhart Perkins style is. I see where you say where the call is shortened with route concept calls like Brady did in New England. But maybe it's the Earhart Perkins thing throwing me off. So can you simplify it just a little bit more for me so I can answer the question? Or are they still West Coast terminology from the Shanahan? Still the longer play call. Okay, now I got it. Okay, so I get it now. No, it is not the Shanahan tree. It is not the Shanahan tree. And look, I'm gonna be the first one to say it for the first time, for the first 11,641,000 time. One thing that I had said over and over and over repeatedly is you got to get out of this. You got to get out of the huddle. CJ has to have time to audible. CJ has to have time to be able to adjust. And the one thing that I kept telling you all at the end of the end of CJ's rookie year, I was like, these play calls are taking forever. Then all last season, I kept talking about it over and over and over again. I even asked Bobby about it. I was like, these plays are taking entirely too long to call. I even did a whole show about it. I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but I um I talked about that when I said Bobby is exactly like Kyle Shanahan. And Kyle Shanahan is one of the reasons why the Atlanta Falcons lost the Super Bowl to the New England Patriots. He's one of the biggest reasons because of his play calling. Matt Ryan has said it on numerous occasions. I couldn't change the play because the play calls were so long that by the time I got out of the huddle, the play clock was running down. If you go back and you look at last season, a lot of times that's what was happening with CJ. So not this one though. And I think CJ, so I didn't get a chance to get into the I didn't get a chance to listen to the what you call it today. Hold on. I mean, I'm up with y'all now. So give me a second. Let me see something. Now give me a second, please. She been up well like everybody wanna Halle Berry, Halle Berry, Halle Berry, Halle Berry, Halle Berry. You know what? I mean, because this is this is the After Dark edition. I don't like the way that they're going about doing this thing when it comes to with Dave Justice and Holly Berry. It's it's really weird to me. I'm gonna tell you why it's weird. Because one of the things Dave Justice said was they basically painted him out to be the person who was committing the domestic violence on her, and it wasn't him. And I'm saying to myself, hmm, but that's just me. That's something that we can talk about at a later date. Why is it taking so long? I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But we'll talk about that another time. Yes, I talked about that earlier today. You probably missed the show. Yes, Bryce did look good. As far as I didn't realize, how much he had learned how to manipulate the pocket and having them two big receivers and McMillan and Leggett, like they're going to be good for him because once he's able to navigate and get away from the bigger bodies, right? Once he's able to navigate and get away from the bigger bodies, he's going to be able to see the bigger wide receivers, and that's going to help him out a whole lot. So yeah, he didn't look bad today. I mean, but he is going up. Well, he was going up against the top 5 defense, so top 3 actually. Could he be RB2 because nobody else better than him on this roster? Wait, what did it say? Could he be RB? Or could he be running back because nobody else is better than him on this roster? If we were in 2022, I'd say yes. Because that was the Nick Chubb that was balling. 2025, we got to see. You think Blake Fish is definitely out of the rotation? Yeah, Blake Fish ain't getting no starting spot unless somebody get hurt. If somebody gets hurt, then yeah, Blake Fisher would definitely be in the running. Y'all give me a second. I need to see something. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so what else we got? Texas always trying to get the most out of old running backs. How certain are we that Mixon will even be ready for the game if they're being suspiciously quiet about him? Rich boy, you know what's so crazy? This Joe Mixon thing is turning into a Houston Astros medical staff thing. You remember last season, Tucker wasn't supposed to be out as long as he was. Then you look up and Tucker is out for a very long time. Jordan wasn't supposed to be out as long as he has been this season, and he's out for a very, very long time. So I'm starting to get that. It's like I said, next week was supposed to be him being able to get some time on the field. And when I talked to you all this evening, I was like sure of that. I got a phone call tonight. I don't know. So I'm 50-50, and I hate being 50-50 because I don't need a definite answer, but I need something that's going to push me either right or left. Like you got to give me something. I can't be 50-50 because that uncertainty thing is going to drive me nuts. So no. They starting to act like the medical staff for the Astros. You see where Chubb was interviewed and he said he was on Derrick Henry's level. He says he has plenty left in the tank, Sarge. That's what he said. When he said that, Super Tech, you're gonna have to inbox me that one. I'm trying to figure out when this was because I pretty much been at all his press conferences. Maybe this was on one of them stream thingy or whatever. Have you seen Joe in the building or outside on the sideline? He's in the building. He's rehabbing. He broke the route concepts to one side of the field. Who did? You gotta tell me what you mean by that, J Rock. So the huddles are shorter with the shorter play calls. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Hold on. That is a good question. Let me look at something real quickly. Where we at? Where we at, Sarge? Where we at? Give me 1 second, head. I'm gonna. Hold on for 1 second. I'm just trying to see. So I wasn't at the press conferences. I wasn't at the press conference with D'Amico today because I had to go do that event with Cal McNair, Cooking with Cal. So it doesn't look like anybody asked him the question though. So, and today is the last day to talk to him. Today is the last day to talk to him. So I don't have that answer for you because I don't know, and we won't talk to D'Amico again till after the game on Saturday. So that's a good question. I would have asked that question if I was there. but unfortunately, I wasn't there, so I don't have a clue. Uh, Hold on one second. Give me a second. I need to. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put that back over there. Okay, where is Sarge? Let's get it together. All right, so no, I don't have any. I don't. Let's see. The internet go internet every time. So here's the point. Here's the crazy part about it, Woogie. He was down on the defense because he does not like to lose. He doesn't like to lose, and they gave up some plays. I think that's what I talked about earlier on the happy hour. I talked about that earlier on the happy hour. That I talked about that earlier on the happy hour. That hey, they lost some plays. They lost some plays today. There we go. They lost some plays. And that's what he's talking about of them being able to go in and they're gonna have to clean that up. They had some lapses where they gave up some plays that they felt like they shouldn't have given up. Trying to do something, y'all. So yeah, just bear with me for a second. Let me see. Yeah, Blake is in a reserve mode right now. Yeah, he is. Have you noticed any staples in the Kaylee system? Yes. Quicker play calling, getting the ball out of CJ's hand, letting CJ make quicker decisions. Hey, if it's there, it's there. If it's there, take it. If it's not, let's go. Get out of there. Live to fight another day. Live to fight another day. It doesn't look, and this is early. We're still in training camp. We haven't had a regular season game yet. It's still early. But what it looks like is CJ has a lot more control. It looks like CJ has a lot more command, and he looks like his decision making is quicker, which is good for him being going into his third year in his first offensive system. But it looks like he is starting to get that decision making is a whole lot better. I should have did them things one at a time. Don't bring Houston Methodist into this. Joe Mixon hasn't played in the preseason since 2021, so not sure what is going on. Oh, I didn't know that. Current record predictions: 11-6. Got the Texans going 11-6. Mixon was in Florida getting treatment at the start of August. Sent you a link to the IG post. All right. I know he's been in the building too. AW. Oh, Aaron Wilson said starters will get reps. Typical. Yeah, so the starter, hold on. So if you're asking me if the starters are going to play, yes, the starters will play. I just don't know how long. I don't know how long. And this is typical because there's only 3 preseason games, and that last preseason game is used to evaluate. So the starters will probably next week, the starters will be in the joint practice, and then they probably won't play in the game. That's why they didn't play in the first game. They'll play in this game to get some work. Then that last game is an evaluation process for the team. So yeah. Wilson says the starters will play a series of 2 earlier today. Oh, like I said, I don't know. I don't know. If I had to take an educated guess, I'm thinking at least a quarter. Could be longer than a quarter. But they need to get CJ needs to get in and see what this Kaylee offense is all about in real time. So we're gonna see. This is a good question. This is a very good question because I haven't heard anything on either. I haven't heard anything on Danico Autry, and I haven't heard anything on Trent Brown. But let me say this: I haven't heard anything. I also haven't asked. Let me see if I can ask somebody real quick. This is what I love about y'all. Hold on. Hey, quick question. Have you heard anything about Danico Autry or Trent Brown? Apologize. I know it's late. second, y'all. Let me see if I can get that answer for you right now. Uh the big time bets, they'll be ready by week 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. I just haven't heard anything about them. I also haven't heard like they're hurt or anything. But Foley Fatakasi has come back to practice, and Foley Fatakasi and Derek Barnett, both of them came back to practice. Why are you taking so long? Why are you taking so long? All right, so let's talk about this. Look, let's talk about the thing that we've been talking about since last season, and we talked about it coming into this season, and that's the offensive line. But real quickly, because I want to reiterate something. When Cam Robinson went down, and I said they moved Ariante Ursary to the left tackle. And for some reason, when they moved him to the left tackle and moved Titus back to right tackle, things started to click a little better. Now they were still losing to the defense, but they weren't losing to the defense as bad. And they started winning again. And I think that came on, and I think I tweeted that out and like, yo, this offensive line is looking really good with Ariante Ursary, right? So with Ariante at the left tackle, um, the question becomes, how much do you trust Ed Ingram at right guard? Or do you put Juice Scruggs back at right guard? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Because yes, Titus plays very well at the right tackle position. Yes, Ariante Ursary is starting to learn how to play. He's getting everyday reps at the left tackle position. And I think that, of course, when he was drafted, that's the one thing that they looked at him and said, hey, we need somebody to protect CJ's blind side if we're going to get rid of Laramie Tunsil. So let's go ahead and find us another big guy that we can sit over there. And I think in due time, and with longevity and more playing time, I think that he will definitely, secure and lock down that left tackle spot. But if you do that, right? So if you do that, what do you do with a healthy Cam Robinson? Like, let me hear y'all thoughts. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. What do you do with a healthy Cam Robinson if the rookie is playing so well at left tackle? Because now you're like, you paid all this money. You paid all this money to him. Hold on. Uh uh Hold on. I think they do for rotation purposes, but Horton has been balling since he has been back. So Autry, so from what I'm being told right here, hold on for a second. Autry was told he'd be ready by the season. And okay, there we go. All right, all right, all right. Let's see if this one moves faster now. Oh yeah, here we go. So Autry was told uh, he'd be ready by the season. Trent cleared medically, but he's behind. He's cleared by his doctor, but he's far behind conditioning wise. So Trent is still in the process of getting himself together. And then he's gonna have to come in and get conditioned. Oh snap! I forgot about him. He's been playing well too. Yeah, this is the late night. Yep. What is gonna happen? What's gonna happen to Kurt Heinrich once he gets back? That's gonna be another good question. But yeah, so but here's my thing though. So like I was saying, like, what do you do with Cam Robinson? You signed him for a reason. But if Ursery is good, then what you put Ursery out there and you let him go for what he know. Hey, baptism by fire. Yeah. I ever told y'all the story about how my little cousin learned how to swim? I may have told y'all this. I may have told y'all this before, but I'll tell you again. I had an old school uncle. God rest his soul. Miss my Uncle Garland. Called him Chocolate. He was dark, just like me. My little cousin, Baby G. My uncle went to the deep end of the pool. Baby G probably was about 5. He has to be about 5. Going 5, going on 6. So I don't know how. Listen, hold on. I'm gonna teach some of you all some black vernacular right now. Some black household vernacular. Some black community vernacular. When you hear somebody say an age going on, so like I say, hey, I'm 53 going on 54, right? That means that it's August now, so September, October, November, December, January. So you know what? I can't even say that now. I have to wait until October in order to say it. I have to wait until October in order to say that. So, like, hold on for a second. Oh no, I'm not doing that. We're just gonna get rid of some stuff. Hold on one second. Y'all remind me where I'm at. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get something ready for y'all. Give me a second. Oh, that was already there. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do that. Okay, so like when somebody says like they 35, they 36 going on 37, 37 going on 39, 39 going on 40, right? And it's a couple of things, right? Because it's coded. So I'm gonna, this is the Texas Happy Hour after dark. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I do know now. Hold on, I gotta write this down. Okay. So I said when my little cousin learned how to swim, he's 5 going on 6. In the black community, when you say one age, they're going on something. So if you 39 going on 40, that means that if your birthday is in December, by time if your birthday is in December, by time September rolls around, September, October, November. By the time September, you 39 going on 40. In January, you can't say I'm 39 going on 40 because you just turned 39, so you 39. But when you're about 3 months out from your age, when you're 3 months out from your birthday, you can say that age going on the next age. So I'm 39 going on 40. And then when you hit 40, because anytime you hit an even number, black people gonna add 5 years to that. Okay. So when you turn 40, first thing they're gonna say is happy birthday, happy birthday. But you 40, damn near going on 45. When you still got 5 years left before you reach 45. Anytime you reach like one of them even numbers or that even or a middle number. So if you're 40, you're going on 45. When you turn 45, you damn near 50. That's how it always is. Hey man, how old you is? Oh, I'm 29 going on 30. All right, you get to be 30. You damn near 35. And when you get to 35, you be like, nigga, gay, you almost 40 years old. You 35, you almost 40. Boy, 40 knocking at your door. That's the black vernacular, right? And I know where I'm going with this. So when my cousin was 5, going on 6, right? When my cousin was 5 going on 6, my uncle went to the deep end of the pool. Dropped him right in. Hey, get it how you live, player. You gonna sink or swim? You can want one way or the other. Now, my uncle was not, God rest his soul, my uncle was not gonna let my cousin drown. My uncle was an excellent swimmer. So of course he would have got in there and saved his son. Dropped him right there in the water. Bloosh. Right in the 9 feet. Baby G sunk a little bit. Next thing you know, he came back up and his little feet was just kicking. His little feet was just kicking. And he made it over to the bank. And my uncle picked him up. It's like, you did it. He hugged him and he threw him right back in the water. Yeah. My cousin, he learned how to halfway swim now. About a week or two, he was swimming. Uncle just went there and dropped him in the pool. Like, I ain't got time to be giving you no swimming lessons. I ain't got time to be paying for no swimming lessons. I ain't got time to go through all that. Hey, man, look, you gonna sink or swim right here. It's the only way to find out. I'm gonna throw you in this pool, see where you at, and then we'll work from there. But I'm gonna throw you in this pool. We're gonna see where we at. So, as I digress, I'm gonna do that with Ursula. Hey, man, look, I'm gonna throw you in the pool. You're gonna sink or swim. One way or the other, we finna find out. And that's what you should do with Ursula. Hey, sink or swim, my guy. I'm throwing you into the deep end. Your survival instinct should kick in. You should be great. But if not, I knew I was going somewhere with that story. I was thinking about bumping Cam to second string. Would be something, but Ursula looks good. When Cam comes back, hold on, what they say? When Cam comes back, move Tay back to right until then you just have to let him sit. I'm not moving. Well, yeah, I'm not moving Cam back. I'm not moving Ursary back to right tackle. I from what I've seen, I can't. Titus plays that position so well. Ursary is learning how to play the left tackle so well. I just can't move Ursary back to right tackle. And I understand he could be he a swing tackle, but if he looks good at one side, he's comfortable there. And I understand you signed Cam Robinson, but I mean you've made some bad investments before. Yeah, well, you just stopped paying Cully. I think you're still playing Lovey. It's just money. Senior Boble says, I'm feeling great about the O-line. I believe scheme and leadership had a lot to do with the struggles. Yep. What's up, Queena? I think CJ wants his eyes, side A and B gaps clean. Brady always wanted a good right guard or he'd get a little jittery in the pocket. And I heard that he used to practice getting sacked. Is that true? That true? Brady used to practice getting sacked. So you believe that Tay that good to protect CJ blindside? You believe that Cam Robinson is good enough to protect his blindside? I ain't seen Cam Robinson play in this offensive system. I have not. I haven't seen him play in this offensive system. I've seen Cam Robinson play. I haven't seen Cam Robinson play in this offensive system. But I have seen Cam Robinson play. And the last time I seen him play was against the player that the Houston Texans opened up with to start the season. Texans open up. The Texans open up with the Rams, and Cam Robinson did not look good against Jared Verse. Why not start Ariante? If Jared Verse is giving him that work, then you bring in Cam. But you gotta see what you got. And if Cam comes back next week. So here's the better question, right? Here's the better question, Woogie. Here's the better question. Do you believe that with the amount of time that Cam Robinson has missed, that he could just come back in and be ready? One. And if you believe that Cam Robinson can just jump right back into that offensive line and be good, which he possibly could. I'm not saying he can't, but if you do that, right? So now, if you do that, then how much time have you given your rookie to learn the right tackle position? I mean, he knows how to play left tackle. That's what he played. He knows the left tackle position. But if you're going to bring him back in and put Titus at right guard, and you're going to put Ariante Ursery at right tackle, how long are you giving your rookie to learn that right tackle position? When you already have a functioning right tackle. When you have a functioning, very good right tackle. So that's where that's my thing. That's what I need to understand. And that's the dilemma. So here's the dilemma that he's under. That D'Amico's under, that Nick Caley's under, Cole Popovich is under. If you believe that you could just move Ariante back to right tackle, he's gonna be efficient there. And then you're gonna move Titus to right guard. Now remember, Titus ain't played right guard in his career. Like, let me take that back. He hasn't played it for the Texans. Not that I can remember. I can't remember. I can't remember. But he ain't got a lot of reps at right tackle. I mean, right guard. He knows how to play right tackle. He ain't got a lot of reps at right guard. So now you got a brand new rookie playing right tackle who needs more reps at the right tackle position. And then you got a right tackle that you're moving to right guard that needs reps at the right guard position. And then you got Cam Robinson over here. Cam Robinson is not a swing tackle. He is strictly a left tackle, point blank, period. Two things. One, remember what I said in OTAs and minicamp. The one thing that I'm certain about when it comes to hold on. When it comes to Titus Howard, is he gonna play somewhere on that line? He's gonna play somewhere on that line. The thing is this. He's gonna play somewhere on that line. The thing is, you got to start out early, put him where you want him to be, and stick him there. Let him get the reps wherever you're gonna put him at. If he's right guard, then he needs the reps at right guard. He needs the reps at right guard. If you're gonna put him at right tackle, let him get reacclimated to playing right tackle, because he ended the season playing left guard. He ended the season playing left guard. If you're gonna put him back at right tackle, he's familiar with that. It's like riding a bike. You get right back on the bike, and you can ride that bike if you're playing, if you're doing the left tackle position. The right tackle position. If you're gonna put him at right guard, then that's like going to have to get your CDL. Like, hey, that right tackle position is like having a regular driver's license. At right guard, you're gonna need some training to learn how to drive this 18-wheeler. See what I'm saying? You get where I'm going? You can't have uncertainty in the last week of the preseason. You're getting ready to head into the last week of the preseason. They don't practice on Friday. They have a game on Saturday. They're off on Sunday, and then they practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, off Friday, and then they have a game on Saturday. And after that game, it's over. Hey, it's time for the Rams. And if you're still trying to figure out where you're going to play Ariante Ursery, if you're still figuring out where you're going to play Titus Howard, if you're still trying to figure out what's going to happen to Cam Robinson, you're not only doing your team a disservice, you're doing CJ a disservice. You don't you're doing CJ a disservice, you're doing Nick Caley a disservice, you're doing Cole Popovich a disservice. Because how can he teach them if now we're saying, hey man, we're gonna need you to play right here. I know it's last minute, but now I got real quickly because I got let me because it's an open floor. That's why it says the floor is open. That's why I'm at with a Sarge. Might as well let the youngster take the licks. Yes, sir. The pressure has always been coming from the guard position. We need Howard at the guard position. So okay. So hold on. Woogie, let me ask you this question again. Titus never played right guard. He's not playing right guard right now. Do you honestly and truly believe that you can just stick him at right guard once the season starts and he's just gonna get it? He's played right tackle, he's played left tackle, he's played left guard. He hasn't played right guard. You want him, the pressure always be coming from the guard position. We need Howard at the guard position. Okay, so then he should be playing guard right now. Then, if that's the case, then he should be a guard, and then you should have Blake Fisher at right tackle. But you can't put Blake Fisher at right tackle. See, if Blake Fisher was playing better, then you could put Blake Fisher at the right tackle. But Blake Fisher is not ready to play. He's not ready to be a starter at right tackle right now. So the only other tackle that you have to put right there is Titus, because Titus is a swing tackle. Cam Robinson is a left tackle, and Ariante Ursa is your other swing tackle. Let me see if you got any more swing tackles on here. You're definitely not putting Jalen Thomas over there. That's a no-go. You're not putting Zach Thomas over there. You're not putting Austin Deculus over there. So if you're gonna put Titus at guard, and that's the position you want him to play. You want him to be proficient, right? You want him to be able to be proficient. Then he needs to start right. On Saturday, he needs to come out and start at right guard, and somebody else needs to start at right tackle. That's the only way I see it happening. That's the only way I see it happening. Because if not, if you put Ariante Ursery at right tackle to start the season, and he's barely got any reps at right tackle. Like if that was the case, then in the joint practice on Thursday, he should have been at right tackle. If you're gonna put him there at right tackle, and then you put somebody else over at left tackle until Cam Robinson comes back. If you just hold in the position for Cam Robinson, you put somebody else over there. You don't put Ariante Ursery over there. You don't even mess with the right side of the line if that's the lineup that you want. But evidently, they're tinkering with this thing, and they're saying, okay, so we'll put Titus back here, and then we'll put Ariante right here, and then we'll figure out this guard position. So we'll either Ed Ingram or Juice Scruggs. One of the two was going to play that right guard position if we put Titus at right tackle. So that's all I'm saying, is that you're going to have to put him there. Before I hold on, my frat brother Oville, it's a snapback. It's a snapback. And you know what? You remember for that dark joke on the phone the other day when we was talking? Remember that dark joke? 8 1/4. You damn near wear a 10 and a hat. You damn near wear a 10 and a hat. You all right to be like this? This your hat, frat? Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man. Have we seen CJ adjusting to the line during these practices? Oh yeah, he's starting to. All right, so hold on. Before I even get into the rest of these comments, hold on. The Texans could have fixed this problem way before they signed Cam Robinson. Y'all remember I said this a long time ago. And you still could have fixed it. But you went out and you got Cam Robinson. All of this could have been solved if you would have just signed George Fant. All you had to do, he was a free agent. I think he's working out for somebody now. I forgot who. But all you had to do, just like I said in the offseason, go get George Fant. If you want Titus to play right guard, then let George Fant play right tackle. You go get George Fant. You don't have to pay him as much as Cam Robinson. Then you draft a left tackle. You put the left tackle over there. You knew you was getting rid of Laramie. All of this could have been fixed if you'd have just signed George Fant. George Fant did not play bad for this team. George Fant did not play bad for the Houston Texans. George Fant and upper management didn't see eye to eye. And that's where the sad part and the reality of this business comes in. Because two people can't see eye to eye. But instead of resolving their differences and their issues for the betterment of the team, just don't. George Fant could have solved all of this. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you what I know. They need to play Ricky at left tackle and Juice at right guard. That's the same thing I said. T sucks. Texas makes wonder what Blake would look like at right guard. Yeah, I remember I asked Ariante Ursary about playing the interior too. That's hey, what's the shucks? Mekhi Becton, right? Didn't Mekhi Becton, when he left, I don't know, did Mekhi Becton play guard when he was with the Jets? Because I know he left the Jets and he played guard. He was a big guard for the Eagles. And that's why I asked Ariante. I was like, Ariante would be a big guard. And I asked him about playing in the interior, and he's like, of course he gave me an answer everybody would have gave me. I had to ask, though. He's like, look, I'm going to play wherever they need me to play. That's exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. I've been saying, I said this in the offseason a long time ago. I don't even know why they got rid of, well, I know why they got rid of George Fant. I don't understand why they got rid of George Fant. That's exactly what I said. George Fant. Fisher got beat several times on Saturday. Very concerning because I felt like he did a better job last year. He did do a better job last year. He did. Right guard too fast for Fish right now. Juice needs some reps at right guard. Juice needs his confidence back. Yep. Your show was nice yesterday, though. Keep it up. Appreciate it. Wait, you got locks? Damn. I bet him take 2 weeks to do your hair. I'm only saying this because you got dark jokes. You got dark jokes. Oville is my frat brother, y'all. He my chapter brother. Actually, we both pledged at Prairie View. Matter of fact, he's my yeah. Oville, a smooth talking brother. But I love him to death. Him and his wife, man. His wife went to Prairie View as well. She's somebody I really root for. She's in the she does like movies and commercials and stuff like that. So every time I see on a commercial, I be like, oh, I know her, I know her, I know her. So yeah. They slid Ursa in that starting spot quietly like they did CJ in his rookie year. uh no, I don't think he's still available though. George Fant just had a tryout with somebody, I think, though, right? Let me see. George Fant. I know I just seen George Fant. Let's see, George Fant news. Oh Jesus. I thought somebody just sent me something about George Fant. I thought he had a tryout. Commanders. That's what it was. George Fant's busy off-season terms of workout continues. The veteran offensive tackle recently met with the Commanders. The teams and the player will remain in contact over the near future. Deal could be in store as soon as a result. He also visited the Buccaneers last month. Uh, his first known workout of the summer. The 33-year-old expressed interest in joining the Titans or the Ravens. So I know I just read something about George Fant. So yeah. I think they got Cam because they expected to draft an offensive guard, either Tyler Book or Donovan Johnson. Yo, 119 dozens 55 sweep. That's a great take. That is an amazing take. Fred all up in the building. What's up, Yada? My frat brother. Neither. Bob Squad, what's going on, man? Who you think gets traded? Neither. I think they both make this team. Hold on. I forgot I was texting. Hold on. Uh Woo. Dang, that's some tough news. Okay, so I mean, we here now, y'all. We here. Let's go ahead and finish this thing on out. So, look, we talked about the offensive line, right? And I'm still confused on what they're going to do, but I guess we'll get some more clarification. We'll get some more clarification coming up next week when we head to Detroit. And like I said, I know that the Texans will be practicing here for a couple of days before they head to Detroit to do a before they head up to do a joint practice with the Detroit Lions before they head into their last preseason game. So I was having an interesting conversation. I was having an interesting conversation about the tight end position. And the person I was talking with said, that if he had to take an educated guess right now, he says that the three tight ends would be Dalton Schultz, Cade Stover, and Irv Smith Jr. And then I say, well, what do you do with Luke Lachey? You cut him, and then you bring him back on the practice squad. And I'm saying to myself, it's an interesting. That's interesting. And the interesting thing is, Luke Lachey hasn't been having a great training camp. He has not. It's to be expected from a rookie. But my thing is, it's like six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Because I think that Luke Lachey is a better pass receiving tight end than Irv Smith Sr. Or is it Junior? Where you at, Irv? I know you got added back. Where Irv Smith? He just got added back. I thought his number was like 80. 80. Did he change it? Hold on, y'all. I know I do. Let me look at this other side. He did. It's 83. There it is right there. Irv Smith Jr. So Luke Lachey is a better pass catching tight end to me. Irv Smith Jr. is a better run blocking. He's a better blocking tight end. I think he blocks better than Lachey, especially at this point of his career because he's a rookie. And Irv Smith is a big guy. He knows what it takes to stay in the league, and he knows that if he's willing to sacrifice himself as far as don't care about making the catches as long as he's able to block. I mean, sorry, not being selfish about wanting pass receptions, knowing that he can stay in the game as far as if he can block. But that's where it gets interesting. So, what do y'all think? Who's the third tight end? Is it Irv Smith Jr. or is it Luke Lachey, or is it somebody that you don't think is even on the roster right now? Because we know that the time will be split. The reps right now will be split between Dalton Schultz and Cade Stover. That's not a shot over doubt. Side note, what did I tell y'all last week? Didn't I tell y'all, hey man, this man said he worked out and got stronger. This man said he worked out and got stronger by just working on his form. He ain't talk about lifting no weights. He ain't talk about no personal training, none of that. This man said that his workouts was working on his farm, carrying feed, doing all the other stuff. I guess baling hay or whatever it is. Cade Stover told y'all, hey man, I got strong by I got in shape, stayed in shape, got stronger, got better by working on my farm. Did y'all see what Cade Stover did to that young man from the Carolina Panthers? Goodness gracious alive. Goodness gracious alive. I said to myself, Lord Jesus. I was like, bro, are you okay? Is you cool, man? Is you cool? Ain't that how it go? Yeah, give me a second. I'm trying to see something. It should be right here. All right, y'all. So, real quickly, while y'all answer that question, I'm gonna play this video.
Yeah, man, I was just telling Bryce how much I miss playing with him, man, and just miss seeing his face every day, man. It just brought back so many memories. We was in the thick of it together, man, in Alabama, man. Him on offense, me on defense, so it was really good catching up with him. I'm super proud of him, man. I know he's going to do great things this year, man. They're looking good, and he's really commanding it over there, and I'm happy for him.
Do you feel it's important for you to play in preseason at this point?
Yeah, most definitely. It's all about getting better. It's all about competition and competing, and really just getting your body primed for the season. And what not better way to go out and just have fun with your teammates.
What was the value of this joint practice? You were just talking to D'Amico about going up against different schemes.
Yeah.
Just from your standpoint, from your vantage point, what was the value in this experience?
Yeah, it was good value. It was just to see something different early on before we get to the season, to see different looks, to see different schemes, go against different guys, just to see what different teams on how different teams are going to attack us. And I think it just gives us a good, clear picture of how we're going to be attacked this year on defense. You know, some of the different looks we're going to get, some of the different runs we're going to get. So I think it's very important for days like this.
You got to go up against him throughout this time in Alabama.
Yeah.
Today, what have you noticed with Bryce's maturity from the
Same.
seasons?
He's still the same guy, man. He's very calm, great composure, can maneuver around the pocket, can get out the pocket, make deep throws down the field while escaping the pocket, man. I mean, he's the whole package. He has everything, man, and that's why he's the number 1 overall pick. He's really good, and it's just good seeing him do his thing out there. I'm happy for him.
What did you think of the way the defense performed today with a lot of your?
Yeah, we got to get better. We have to get better. We had some good things that we had done. Got to be a little bit more disciplined, man. Like I said, this is a really good chance to see where we are defensively, just to go against somebody new. And we just got to keep stacking days, keep leveling it up, and taking it each day by each day, man. And I think it just comes down to executing the right way and everybody being on the same page.
What's your confidence level in the
today you have days like this in camp. This is what you get. This is what primes you to get ready for the season. These are the type of days that you have to go through in order to be great and to have great defense, man. You have to go through dog days like this when it's hot outside, when you grinding, plays back to back, all that type of stuff. That's what gets you ready for the season. So I'm really glad that we got a chance to come out here and do this today.
To that end, guys aren't going to see the fans a whole lot more following this week. Today, you have the Saturday.
Can you repeat? My bad. I couldn't say it.
No, I was going to say you don't have that many opportunities to be in front of the fans. You have your last full joint practice today, and
Yeah.
then you have Saturday home game, and then you don't see the fans again until week 2 Monday night.
Yeah.
3 weeks. How is it an opportunity to be around the fans again? How exciting is it to be in front of them at least on Saturday?
Yeah, man, it's always a good time to see the fans, man. They give us so much energy, man. The energy that they bring here, it just makes us want to go a little bit harder. And we're very appreciative from just sacrificing their time to come out here and watch us, do what we love. And they get to see some action, man, get to see a little preview of what the season's going to look like. So a huge shout out to the fans for coming, as always.
What is the dynamic like with you and Rankin now? Like, has it changed at all, where maybe you have a little more confidence to kind of tell him something that you're seeing?
Yeah, most definitely.
Kind of took you under his wing at the beginning. What's the dynamic like now?
Yeah, the dynamic is totally different now. I'm more mature now. I can see things better, and he's open to listening. He knows me now. He knows how much I've grown. He's seen how much I've grown. So at first it was just, we'll do this. Look at this. Now it's like, hey, Rank, I see this. If I see this rank, I'm finna take this, or rank, I'm finna do this, that, and third. And our relationship has just gotten stronger, man. Even before when I was a rookie, man, just understanding ball more has helped us connect more, and it's been great.
When you think about the 2023 draft class, how it coincided with the rise, and of course some stuff happened before, but how that coincided with the rise of the Texans, what do you think about it? What are you most grateful for?
What's your
I
question?
mean, like, what do you think about how you, CJ, and the rest of the 2023 draft class helped?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. I think it's just a culture thing, man. I think we were all at winning programs. We know how to win. We know what it takes to have a good program, man. But ultimately, I think it's the whole organization as a whole, just not our class. The coaches upstairs, the people they brought in, all made a big benefit of changing the culture around here. And that's one thing I can say is that over the years, this keeps changing, but it keeps growing and getting better. Yeah, man, he's elusive. He's bendy. He can rush. Very powerful when he uses his powerful, man. But he just brings a different style of rush that we like to call attack, man. He's going to take you on the edge. He's going to come back, spin inside, all those different type of things, man. So he has a great pass rush repertoire, man. I can't wait to see him ball out on Sundays or whenever we play.
If like hypothetically speaking, you and Neil are on the same side, what kind of challenges that present? Does that change your rush at all? Like having him on the same side?
No, not at all. I think we been on the same side. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to get the slide. 9 times out of 10 teams are going to slide to us. But, man, it's fun. Rushing with Daniil, man, he's so elusive. He can make so many things happen, man. So I just play off of him. When he ever see the side, Daniil, you go do your thing, and I just play off you.
All good?
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one.
I ain't gonna even lie. I just wanted to show y'all that. I just want hold on for a second. I just want to show y'all that. Because I remember earlier today, right? Earlier today we were talking. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm working. I've been convinced. I said this. I said actually I made this take on that former show I was on when Cody was still in Houston back in 2023. I'm a firm believer in it. I'll say it again, say it again, say it again. Now, if you want to know what I'm referencing, then you got to go back and watch the Texas Happy Hour from earlier today. But it's crazy because I'm listening to Will and I'm like, bro, it's 11 o'clock. This man got me ready to go lift. I'm like, yo, I feel like I should go to the gym right now. Like, I'm supposed to be getting ready for bed. Will got me like, hey, bro, hold on, man. Where does this energy come from? I'm ready to go. Let me get up out of here and go do something right quick. I played that because I just wanted y'all to hear that young man and how much, like, he is passionate. He's passionate about the game of football. Not only is he passionate about the game of football. Anybody else notice? So I noticed this when I went to his football camp in Georgia back in July. Was it July? June? July. It was July. Oh, I was like, end of June. I said to myself, man, Will looks different. It's like Will looks different. Like he looks leaner, but he looks like cut. And so when I was talking to his parents, they were like, one of the things that we did was, we let Will be Will. And we don't micromanage him. He's way mature for his age. His dad's like, sometimes I can't even remember his childhood just because he's so mature. He said, but we let Will be Will, but we monitor his parents, just to make sure everything's okay. And his dad was like, I seen Will become hyper focused on making sure that his body was ready for the season. He said, I just seen a different type of focus. He says, Will is one of those people that when he hones in on something, when he hones in on doing something, it has to be perfect, and he's putting 100% in it. He's going directly at it, and and until he feels that that mission is complete, he's going to keep giving it 100%. And so I was like, his body just looks different. And he's like, yeah, he put a lot of work into making sure that his body was ready for the season. And so, like, even when you look at him right there in the press conference, like you could just see the difference from 2023, 2024, and now 2025, where Will's body has transformed, and he looks like like he looks like he has cut weight, but cut weight and put on muscle, if I could say that. Because Will wasn't never out of shape. No, let's not get there. He just looks more toned, which means that he's more stronger. And it's crazy because a lot of those Texans players are like that. Like what I said about Mechie looks quicker, but you could also tell that Mechie's lost weight. He looks slimmer, and he's quicker. Henry Toa said that yoga helped him to get his body right. And he came into camp looking different. Tim Settle Jr. came into camp looking different. Xavier Hutchinson said he went back to his old trainer, and that helped him out a lot. So the one thing that you could tell with this team is that D'Amico Ryans has, you know, fostered a culture, whereas everybody wants to make sure that they're on point because they don't want to let their teammate down. It isn't so much about letting your coach down. It's about letting your brother down. It's about letting your brother who's fighting alongside of you. You don't want to let him down. So that team as a whole, a lot of them came back looking. Uh, Aziz came back and he looked different. Hell, even like Kalen Bullock put on some muscle. Jamal Hill. So um Titus Howard got himself and he looks different. So, and that's why I say when it comes to players like Ariante Ursary, like by year 3, his body should look totally different. He still has a lot of that college weight, that college weight on him, but playing in the NFL, they're gonna help him to put on NFL type of weight. That's why Jalen Reed, the safety that's hurt right now at Penn State, when he with by year 2 or 3, they're going to be playing him. He'll probably be safety and linebacker. He'll probably be a safety and line because he's a big safety right now. So, but yeah, like I said, I just wanted to show y'all that, man. I just wanted to show you, and let you hear from Will. And even though I felt like the defense had a good day, they could have been better. Excuse me. They could have probably been better, according to Will. I'm like, Will said it, then that's it. You heard what he said too, right? He said him and Rankins are working in tandem now, and Rankins realized, and Rankins told me that too. Rankins told me that that Will is a totally different person Will is a totally different person than what he was when Rank was with him his rookie year. Jonathan Grenard, defensive end for the Minnesota Vikings. I had an opportunity, and I have a exclusive interview with him that I'm gonna put onto the YouTube page at Texas Tailgate Talk. I had an opportunity to speak with Jonathan, and this was on the record and off the record. And him and I talked about a lot of things off the record, which is cool because JG has always been a stand-up guy. Uh, JG's been a stand-up guy, even when he left Houston. Him and I got in contact, and he said, "Sarge, I'm going to give you the. I'm not going to talk to too many of the media members back in Houston. I don't have." He said, "I don't have anything but nice things to say about the media members back in Houston, but you're one of the ones who was there all the time, no matter." When I was injured and everybody was writing me off or whatever the case may be, you still made sure you chopped it up with me. You made sure that that you made sure that no matter what, you'd always come down there and chop it up with me. Or you always come chop it up with me. You always been a stand up guy with me. Um, so when I talked to JG last week, one of the things that JG told me was, and I think that I put that out. Hold on for a second. I might have put that out. I put out so much stuff. Where is my page? Hold on. Sheesh. I know I did. I'm gonna play this, and then once I play this, hold on. I'm gonna play this, and then I'm gonna tell y'all what else him and I talked about. Hold on for a second.
I mean, he literally embodies what football is all about, what defense is all about. Gonna show up on time, gonna be the last person to leave, be a great teammate, love the game of football, and make plays. So we're gonna do that for sure. I definitely do.
Close that out. Get back down. So that was Jonathan Grenard talking about Will Anderson Jr. and off the record, he went on to just say how much, how happy he is to see the space that Will is in as far as his football career is concerned. And shoot, what you call it, echoed those same sentiments. Will echoed those same sentiments towards JG when we were in Greenbrier, and I got a chance to talk to him and ask him about that. But JG's like, because they went to dinner the night before the game too, so they got an opportunity to hang out. But he said, uh, he said that it was that he's watched him grow into who he knows he could be. And he said, "Man, you're gonna look up, and by the time Will gets into year 5, he'd probably have been in the defensive player of the year conversation in the last 2 years." That's a lot coming from a player like Jonathan Grenard because JG plays the position as well, and for him to say that about Will, he says, "I see all of the intangibles in Will that I see in a lot of former players who played this position at a high level and who's gotten all the accolades and things like that." What's up, Sarah? Hold on. The flow is open. Well, it just hopped on. Miko and his interaction was kind of awkward. You talking about from the clip that you seen from the Texans? Are you talking about the clip that you seen from the Texans between JG and D'Amico? So yeah, that was before the game. Did you see the video that I put up after the game? because him and JG actually got an opportunity to talk after the game. JG had to do a autograph. I'm sorry, yeah, autograph and picture for the fans. So he was on the field doing that, and he was faced this way, and the team was walking off behind him, and so he called JG's name, and somebody got JG's attention, and so he walked over. Him and D'Amico, they got an opportunity to they talk right there. I think I put the video out. I put the video out of them to chopping it up after the game, and it was totally different when they were talking after the game. Like they actually had a real conversation after the game. Um, so yeah. Now they had a really good conversation after the game. That's good. I think I remember him saying somewhere he was hurt because he didn't want to. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because you had to think about it. Times was just getting good. I mean, JG had been here when it was tough to be a Houston Texan. Remember, JG had been here for a minute. He got drafted here in what, 2021? When did Jonathan Grenard? Was it 2021 he got drafted here or 2020? Thought it was. Let me see. Jonathan Grenard got drafted by 2020. That's what I remember. So I mean, I don't know what y'all remember from 2020, the Texas season. I don't know what y'all remember from the 2020 Texas season. I don't know what y'all remember from 2020, 2020, 2021, 2022. Oh my God. Oh, those were some horrible times. Good Lord. Even think about it. I think that gave me PTSD, post Texan stress disorder. Yeah. Those 3 years prior to D'Amico being hired with the Texans, D'Amico got here in 2023, right? Because he's going on his third season now. Yeah, I had post Texan stress disorder in those 3 years. Do you know how it how it felt, excuse me, showing up and like, so where they gonna put him today? Is he gonna be practice? Is he gonna be scout team safety today? What is he gonna do? Is he gonna be on the field? Is he not gonna be on the field? Cully's gonna get asked the question, so he might as well get ready for it, so he can say nothing has changed with Deshaun. It's a standard answer. Nothing has changed with Deshaun. On top of that, that team was terrible. That team was horrible. I'm sorry. Those years, it was a dark cloud over the Methodist Training Center, Bubble Field, NRG Stadium, Kirby, Maine, 610, 45, 288, all of that. OST. Like it was just a big black bubble over that. Just like, wow. So I was like, sheesh. And the sad part about it was the Rockets were going through the same thing. So you was like, the only hope you had if you covered the Astros, which I did at the time. So it'd be like, oh, this is depressing covering the Texans. Oh, this is depressing covering the Rockets. But wasn't leaving. Because if you can't it says a lot for somebody who can't stick it out of battling through adversity. It says a lot. That's why I kind of have, this is a conversation we'll have for another day. This is a conversation we'll have for another day. Maybe 2026 sometime we'll have this. But one day I'm going to tell you my theory on why. No, yeah, one day I'm gonna tell you my theory on why I think that it's terrible that James Harden gets criticized for the way he left the Rockets, but JJ Watt doesn't get criticized for the way he left the Texans. Like one day we're gonna talk about that. It won't be today. It won't be today. We're gonna talk about it. I think that it's terrible that it's horrible for the amount of criticism that James Harden receives for leaving the Rockets, but JJ doesn't get that same type of vitriol for the way that he left the Texans. And I was there for both speeches. I was there for Harden's speech, and I was there for JJ's speech. We'll talk about that later on. I digress. JG was, he was hurt because this is the team that drafted him. It's like breaking up with your high school sweetheart. Like, we've been in love for a long time. Now you tell me we ain't in love no more? Like, we gotta break up? We gotta break up now? We ain't in love no more? Like, you my high school sweetheart. We done everything together. And now you just want to leave me out in the cold? Now, I'm not speaking for Jonathan Grenard when it comes to that, but I can just imagine that, this is a team that was finally starting to turn the corner. Think about it. When D'Amico got here, they got D'Amico, they got CJ, they got Will. They won the AFC South, won a wild card game, lost in the divisional round against the Baltimore Ravens. This thing was just being built. And JG had been here when, hell, they couldn't even break new ground. Now all of a sudden, not only could they break new ground, they didn't tore the whole house down. They've tore the whole house down. And they broke new ground, and they building a house from the ground up now. They didn't left that land, and they didn't broke new ground over here, but they destroyed that house. They're starting to build a new one. And, that house went up quick. That house was up. And it was livable. And it was, getting the furniture in there. And then year 2, it was fully furnished because they repeated as AFC South champions. They won another wild card playoff game, lost again in the divisional round. Now that house is ready to live in. Like, that house is super duper ready to live in. And when you been there for the old house, knowing that you're getting ready to move into the new house, or you build a new house, they let you stay there for a couple of minutes, and then they put you out of the new house. You kind of be hurt too. You're one of the veterans on the team. You've helped. You're a vital part to what they were doing and how they were doing it. I could understand. I could understand if he was hurt. That ain't something I've ever asked him. That ain't something that I've never asked him if he was hurt by, Houston not re-signing him. It's the nature of the business. It's business. It's a game, but it's a business. So just be like, maybe not. Somebody said, Sarah said she missed Cashman too. Blake Cashman is hilarious. I just want you to know that, Sarah. Let me put your comment up here because I'm going to go back and read some other ones too. Blake Cashman too. Blake Cashman is hilarious. So I walked into the Vikings locker room because I needed to find JG. JG had told me, "Hey man, when you get to Minnesota, I'll have some time to talk to you." I said, "Cool." So I go in the locker room after D'Amico, and I'm looking for JG. And so I said, I walked in, and I kind of remembered where their lockers was last year, so I was hoping they were still in the same spot. So I walked in, and Blake Cashman's right there. And I was like, "What's up, Mr. Cashman?" Turned around, he said, "Oh, what's up, Sarge?" And I said, "Hey man, have you seen JG?" He said, I think JG just went to the field." I said, "Oh, it's still," I said, "I see it's cool. They still got y'all lockers right next to each other." He's like, "Yeah, they try to keep us former Texans together." And I just bust out laughing. And so uh, I went down because I knew that former Houston Texans players Tavier Thomas and Jeff Okuda was with the Vikings as well. So I caught up with Tavier and I caught up with Jeff Okuda. And then I went to the field to talk to JG. But yeah, then out on the field, I got a chance to holler at Cashman for a second. He's hilarious. All right, let me get into some more of these comments. uh JG came with Nico, you're right. This is better than Jimmy Kimmel late night. Definitely wish we could have kept Grenard. Loved him on the team, but Danielle Hunter was a great replacement. Yeah. Sarah. Oh my God. I wish Cody Davis was still up. I would call him so he could talk because Cody and I was on the beat together. We was just like, you know what? Though? It's crazy because I never dreaded going to NRG, and I never dreaded any of that. I never dreaded going to Toyota Center. It was just like, dang, man. Like, it sucks covering a losing team, though. I'm telling you, because the mood is all like with the Texans. You're covering a losing team, and Deshaun got all this bullshit going on. You like, bruh. Like, I could understand if the BS was going on and y'all was winning, but y'all are not good. And I'm sorry. Y'all have heard this story 250,000 times. I'm going to tell it to you 251,000 times. For when you got a head coach who says practice was over, practice was over, and I'm standing around waiting on the coach to come in the middle so he could talk. And then I realized I'm the coach. Damn, I'm running out of drink. Yeah, that happened during those 3 years. That dude said ain't nothing more important than the football. He called this man David Mills. Yes, it was tough. Word on the street is that Texas wide receivers not getting open and getting separation. Who told you that? Who said that? You need to stay off them streets. Try another route. I can't tell you anything. Texas were banned in my house during that period. Boys just hopped in here and made up some shit. That's like, what street you on? You didn't get that. Like, what street you on? Hey, you didn't get out. I thought they hold on. I thought they blocked off Bissonnette after a certain time. Don't it like 10 o'clock they put up them barriers where you can't go through Bissonnette or something? You parked your car and walk. Get off Bissonnette. I'm wondering if the wide receiver separation is due to route concepts from the passing game coordinator. Sarah, I don't know what's going on. I have no clue. That's why I don't entertain anyone saying you're a Dallas fan. You was here at the Texans during the hard times when it was embarrassing. I rock with you. I appreciate that. Bill says rough years. I bet that was hard. It was because like you go in the locker room and the players are happy to to have an NFL job, but there's also tired. Like you talking about some of these people came from colleges where they ain't lose like that. Losing just wasn't good. Never forget having David Cutter as head coach. Never thought we would see brighter days so quickly. Yep, all the superstars want to get up out of here. I'll entertain this, Glenn. When James played the victim. When you say victim, right? Maybe let me ask you like this. When you say James played victim and JJ never did, what do you mean by that? Because all victims aren't the same. And what I mean by that is when you're a victim, I don't know how I can put that. I don't know how I can put that in politically correct terms. I'll just say this. Maybe all victims aren't viewed the same depending on the situation. So when you say Harden played the victim, but JJ didn't, could it be that JJ just played a different form of a victim? Like, could two things be true? Could both of them be victims and it just be different form of victimhood? I'm asking. JJ and Hot Primes got wasted by a lot of ineptitude. JJ and Hot Primes got wasted by a lot of ineptitude on the Texans' part. Rockets actually did all they could to help Harden and gave him whatever he wanted. One day we're gonna talk, Glenn. One day we're gonna talk. Gotta cut. Your favorite person wants me to watch a podcast with her before we call it a night. Appreciate that, man. Tell her I said hello. He's already the best running back we have until Joe Mixon comes back. Mob Squad 1914. That is a great effing question. Before I answer it, this is up to this point, right? We're not gonna throw in the fact that we haven't seen Damian Pierce yet in full action like that. Are you asking me is Dari the best running back to have until Joe Mixon comes back right now? I'm asking. Oh, you must be talking about Deshaun. Football playing Jesse. Oh, Cully. Scout team. Yeah. Free safety was crazy work, though. It really was. I'm just so happy to be here. He said his first press, I knew it was over. Cully was hilarious. The Texas game was nap time during that period. Not yet. Not yet. Yes, that would be weird, Brandon. The crazy part about it is both of them were done on Zoom. So there couldn't be questions. Like no questions. No questions. No follow-up questions. Just say what I want to say, and then I'm out. That's the crazy part about it. No, that's not true, Senior Boble. Remember, that season, the season didn't start until December because it was COVID. It started late December. He said, I'm out January 12th, my birthday of 2021. Season started late. It was right after the Lakers game when LeBron shot that three and turned to his bench before it even went in. How would I rank them right now? So it's hard for me to really rank them only because Chubb got hurt and they never really told us what it was. But he was taken out of practice and then he didn't practice no more when they were in West Virginia. Some, believe that it you know what? I don't want to speculate. He was taken out of practice. We weren't given a diagnosis of why he was missing practice. So I don't want to speculate. So I haven't seen him play. I've only seen him practice. So I can't rank him right now. I don't know how to really rank them because I haven't seen Chubb play and I haven't seen Pierce play. So if you remove Chubb, because we know no mix 'em, if you remove Chubb, you remove Pierce. Now you're ranking out of Dare with the experience that he has. You got Dare, you got Dwar Jordan, you got British Brooks, you got JJ Taylor. And of course, Dare is going to always beat them out because he has that experience right now. He knows exactly what he needs to do. A lot of these other players, you know, are learning. They're in like their second, third year of just learning this, to be in the NFL. So I can't I know it sounds crazy, but I can't rank them right now because I don't know what Nick Chubb can do, and I don't know what Damian Pierce can do. So if we can table this, maybe come back and let me see what happens after this next preseason game, I got you. Can you imagine what our old line would be like if we didn't trade up for Tay? Yeah, yeah, I can. Is British Brooks making the roster? Let's talk after the Carolina game, and I'll tell you. Harden was still in his prime, and he was showing up out of shape to get out of a contract. JJ was really on his last leg when he left. He didn't have much left in the tank, so it wasn't as bad. We'll talk in 2026. Oh, I know it's time for me to go. Oh, y'all drunk. Y'all been drinking too, huh? I'm on that good cushion alcohol. Cause y'all on something. Miko might be on the hot seat. What? See ya, Bubbly. What you got? What you drinking over there? You drinking corn liquor. You got moonshine. I ever told y'all the story about my homeboy who drank moonshine? Hold on. Oh, so he said he was at his people's house in Mississippi, right? He said he was at his people's house in Mississippi. So it was a bottle, it was like a mason jar on the table with a top on it that was just clear. And so he asked one of his relatives, "Hey, what's that?" And he's like, "Boy, you don't want none of that." And he's like, "No, man, for real, what's that?" He said, "I'm telling you, you don't want none of that. That's moonshine. You not ready for this moonshine." He's like, "Man, don't tell me what I'm ready for. I can drink." All right. I'm telling you, you're not ready for this moonshine. You gotta be drinking moonshine to know how to drink moonshine. So my partner was just Ken folks say, all right, go ahead. He said he woke up the next day butt naked in the middle of the living room floor. He said he woke up the next day in the middle of the living room floor butt naked. And they left him there. They let him get naked and they left him in the middle of He said, I ain't fucking with no moonshine ever again in my life. I said, why'd you take your clothes off? He said, that's the crazy part. I don't know. And I don't remember. He said, the only thing I remember is, my whole body got hot. He said, the only thing I can remember is my whole body got hot. That's all I remember. He said, next thing I woke up the next day with no clothes on. In the middle of the floor. He said, why my kinfolk do me like that? Why my kinfolk leave me? He said, why my kinfolk leave me in the middle of the floor naked? Oh, he said, they told him, we told you not to mess this moonshine, yet you wasn't ready for the moonshine. But you thought you was ready for it, so we let you have it. And that was the results. We've been laughing at your dumb ass since last night. Oh man, I gotta get up out of here, y'all. It's almost 12. It's almost 12 o'clock. You could. How did Higgins, Noel, and Kirk look against the Vikings? Not bad. Braxton Berrios showed out. But they didn't have Kirk didn't play. Christian Kirk didn't play. It's Higgins and Noel, and they didn't play for long. Mechie and Berrios got a lot of the run. Oh, okay. All right, Senor Boble. I got you now. I thought you was on that moonshine. Can you elaborate on that, Darius? I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because when I see Brandon Marshall, I look at it two ways. Which Brandon Marshall we talking about? Mm-mm-mm. Is X seriously gonna get X? Hey, let me tell you something. I said it right here. I'll say it again. X was Higgins before Higgins. Go look at Xavier Hutchinson's time at Iowa State. And X has been having a very good training camp. These guys ain't just going to give up playing time. Like X trying to make this team, and X wants playing time. He wants to play. And I know Noel and Higgins, they got drafted. But that don't mean that the rest of the players just gonna lay down. And Cedric, I hope you don't take that the wrong way. I'm just saying that's what's. Oh, what was that that's when he's with Denver, right? That's when he's with Denver. I'm on that good. Hold on, I want to look at something else real quick. Wait, Taylor Swift got a new album out? What? Oh yeah, it's time for me to go. Chance the Rapper just put something out. I'm going to listen to that. Told you I was coming back. I came back and I stayed almost 2 hours. Like it's way past my bedtime. I was supposed to be in the bed at 9:30. It's almost 12 o'clock. And I got another 30 minutes to listen to this album, and then I gotta be right back up at 3:30. Sheesh. Me too. I love it too. Hey, I appreciate that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow for real, y'all. For real. Because it's an off day. And I know before me and my wife have date night, I'm gonna definitely come back on here. You've been tuning to the Texas Happy Hour After Dark. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you're subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel. All one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. Now remember side note, let me stop right here. You know, there's a lot of people out there saying they doing this, but everybody ain't doing it like I'm doing it. All I ask is it don't cost nothing to subscribe. It don't cost anything to subscribe. And I think that I give y'all very, very, very good content if I have to say so myself. I did almost 2 hour show, hour and something. I think it was about an hour or something. Let me not lie. I gave you an hour or something on Texas Happy Hour earlier. Told you I was coming back. I came back, and it's been another 2 hours, and we're still talking. There's always talking points that could be talked about when it comes to the Houston Texans, and I want to be the one to be able to provide you with that content. There's a lot of exclusive interviews that I'm going to drop here soon. Like I said, I got one with Jonathan Bernard. I got one with Will Anderson Jr. I got one with defensive line coach Rod Wright. The Tim Settle one is already out. Xavier Hutchinson is already out. Kamari Lassiter is already out. I have a Jaden Higgins that's about to come out. Jamal Hill will be out. And then on top of that, I just got other stuff that I want to put out. So please, Texas Tailgate Talk channel on YouTube. Just like I said, it takes nothing to hit the subscribe button. And if you're a Texans fan, that page, that Texans Tailgate Talk page is specifically designed and targeted for Texans fans and Texans fans only. Now we'll talk some AFC South football over there, but I'm ramping up and I'm getting ready to get into regular season mode to whereas I'm gonna just be dropping, more and more content over there for you all to see. And then we'll get back to doing these shows. And there will be regular podcasts at least 3 times a week. And so those podcasts will be exclusive on top of the Texans Happy Hour that will be happening 3 times a week. So, like I said, all I ask is that you go over and that you like, subscribe, comment, and let me say this before I go. It's gonna sound petty, but I'm cool with it. You know me. One of my favorite songs is "One Deep" by Zero, and if y'all ain't never heard that One Deep by Z-RO, go listen to that. And at the beginning of the song, he screams out, "Y'all in words ain't got to F with me, cause I can do bad just being one deep." So I don't mind being one deep. I'm cool with it. Y'all remember that song by Plies? It was like no co-defendants. He said he do his dirt by himself. He do everything by himself because it won't be no co-defendants. I'm cool being by myself. So let me say it like this. If you're looking for some of the best Texans content out there, if you're looking for some of the best Texans talk conversation wise, somebody that's going to make sure that they involve that they not only inform you on what's going on with the Texans on a consistent basis, but it's going to give you the information, the knowledge, what the observations, the exclusive interviews, the post, and but more importantly, that's going to involve you, the fans of the Texans. You ain't got to be a fan of me. I'm cool. You ain't got to be a fan of Sarge. You ain't got to be a fan of Sarge's. You got to be a fan of Sarge. But if you're a fan of the Houston Texans and you're not subscribed to the Texans Tailgate Talk, you're losing. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. You're losing because I don't know too many media members, too many content creators that are going to give you what I give you, but also involve you, if you understand what I'm saying. I don't come to these platforms and act like I'm better than anybody else. And I will come in, and that's why I open up the chats. I could easily do these shows on my own. I could easily do these shows on my own, drop them as a podcast, drop them on YouTube, and be out. Wouldn't hear from me none the wiser. But I think that it's doing you all a disservice if a channel, a YouTube channel, or a YouTube podcast that says Texans Tailgate Talk, that's specifically letting you know that we're going to talk about the Texans. You should have your voice heard if you're a Texans fan. And sometimes you don't sometimes you can't get in on the comment section on some of these shows. You can't get in to talk to oh wait, hold on, let me take this banner down. You can't get in on some of these shows, right? You can't get in on the radio. Sometimes your comments, I'm sorry, your questions, comments, and concerns are not returned by some of your favorite content creators who media members and content creators. And I'm gonna tell you, like I said, I ain't tripping. You get mad at me, you get mad at me. I'm just telling it like a TI is. Don't get fooled. The one reason why I tell you that you should follow and like, subscribe to the Texans Tailgate Talk YouTube channel is because a lot of these people ain't got boots on the ground. What I mean by boots on the ground is some of these people are pump faking y'all by using Twitter or using Instagram or using TikTok. Some of these people are pump faking y'all like they're really in the know, like they're really there and they're not there. I'm not knocking. Let me make sure I tell you all this. I'm not knocking the way anybody makes their content. I don't care. I if I'm worried about how you create your content, then that means that I'm doing a piss poor job of providing content. I don't care how you provide the content. That's however you do it. I'm sorry, how you create the content. It's the providing it part for me. It's like you're not giving the credit to the people who are actually the boots on the ground people, and you're coming across. Damn, I ain't finna end this show yet. Yeah, give me a second. I don't like when you come across like you're reporting when you're not reporting, you're aggregating. And if you're aggregating, at least give the person who's actually doing the work some credit. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I see a lot of aggregation from people who could give the credit to the people that are actually doing the work. That's all I ever ask. Hell, if you use something from me, just say you got it from me. I don't care. You can do with it whatever you want, however you're going to chop it up, flip it, whatever. But don't just take it from me and then use it and then act like it's yours. I see that done a lot. I see that done a lot on social media. I seen that done on the radio. I seen I know for a fact that at least one or two people, I know this for a fact, that they get their entire they base their entire show off of stuff they get off social media. And it'll be cool. And I'm talking to aggregators as well. Okay, let me put it like this. Houston Stressings. The one reason I love Houston Stressings, and the one reason I love, not only, not only just reading his stuff, I love supporting it because there's a lot of things that I learned from that I probably wouldn't have known or seen coming from his channel or his page. I wouldn't know, but you know what he always does? He tries to make sure that he gives the credit to the people whose it is. He'll take it and use it the way that he wants to use it, but he gives the credit to where he got it from. He cites the source. And I like that. There's a lot of people out here in this Texans content creator space who won't cite the source, but you're getting paid. So, like, you're getting paid off of my work. So, if you ain't gonna give me no money, at least say, "Hey, I got this from Sarge." At least if you're on your burner account on my page, at least say, "Hey, this is reported by Sarge. This is reported by Jonathan M. Alexander. This is reported by DJ Bieneme. This is reported by Aaron Wilson. Or this is reported by Landry Locker, Cody Stutes, Kim Davis." Like who um people who are on people who are boots on ground. There's a lot of people who used a lot of stuff from West Virginia who wasn't there, who got paid off of it and didn't cite the source. How do you know how how did you know what the mood was like after CJ Garner Johnson got hurt if you wasn't there? So if you wasn't there and you're talking about the mood, how do you know? You got that from somebody who was there. And if you know that it was there, if you know that they were there, then why would you say, man, the mood, according to Jonathan M. Alexander, the mood? I'm not even telling you that you got to give me, I'm not even telling you that you got to give me the credit if and what I mean by, I'm not saying you, let me start this over. I'm not saying that you got to use my stuff and then cite the source for me. If you use my stuff, I would like for you to cite the source. But if you're using other people's stuff, I don't care. I'm not saying, hey, you gotta use Sarge's content. You gotta use my content. If you use Jonathan's content, then just give Jonathan, cite the source. But there's a lot of you all talking about the way training camp is going and what the players look like in certain situations, especially last week in West Virginia. How do you know what the players look like on the field if you're not there, my guy? How do you know? If you're not there, how can you say what these players are doing in practice? You have to get it from somewhere. Even if if you heard it on the radio, say according to Sean Pendergast or Seth Payne or Mark Vandermeer, John Harris. Like if you heard it from them, just give them just, it's not easy. It's not people think that when you're on the beat that you're just, oh man, you get to go out there, you get to watch the practice, this, that, another. Yeah. You gotta watch for this, you gotta watch for that, you watch certain players, you gotta make sure that make sure you're getting the content out, making sure that you're getting yourself prepared for the press conferences, this, that, and other. Then afterwards, you got to get ready to do all your shows or whatever the case may be. What's up, Amy Taylor? And so when you see those people out there, and I'm gonna just like I said, I'm gonna use West Virginia for example. When you see these people who are out in West Virginia, some a lot with families, away from their families, away from their regular day-to-day activity, and they're in West Virginia. Um, some spending their own money out of their own pocket, some being sponsored. But they're there. They're there. They're covering. They're watching everything that's going on. They're reporting on everything that's going on. They're putting it on social media. And so when it said, man, Xavier Hutchinson had a very good. You know what? I'm going to use this. I'm going to use an actual. I'm going to use an actual situation. Thursday before. Thursday before the Texans went to Minnesota. They practiced that Thursday before they went to Minnesota. Miles Bryant had one hell of a practice. And I tell you, Miles Bryant showed out. So people was reporting about Miles Bryant showing out. Hey man, Miles Bryant is showing out, right? Miles Bryant was showing out. And then you turn around and you look. And then you got these people talking about Miles Bryant, right? Then I get sent some stuff about some people talking about Miles Bryant. And I'm saying to myself, you weren't there. You didn't even see it. But you're reporting on it. You know what? Okay. You're reporting on it. And you get paid to talk about the Texans. But you're aggregating and you're not even citing your sources. How do you know what Miles Bryant was doing? You weren't even there. Child, let me get up off of here. I gotta be up at 3:30. What time is it? Always way past my bedtime. Big Sarge. I'm out.
Big Sarge.